Okay, so that was a snippet of what happened yesterday at the offices of the Ghana Football Association. And do share your thoughts on the second coming of Milovan Rajivak. 0549986996, 0550585832, 0549986996, and then 0550585832. I really want to hear what your thoughts are. And I've dragged my good friend Coach Christopher Nimley for the first time onto the big issue. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, my boss.
Thank you for making time for us on the beach. I know you have a busy weekend schedule.
Exactly.
But important matters to be discussed. Milovan Rajivak, West kept secret in Ghana football for the past 2 weeks or so. Mm-hmm. He's back, answered the questions. First thing I want to look at is, FA gave him a 1-year contract. What does that tell you?
It tells me the FA has got no plan. And that is why we may not end up getting what we all desire. Because at the end of the day, if like the president said, he was the only drink on the table. So it means that is the man you believe in. And if you look at where we are as a nation regarding our football and our Black Stars, you don't want to be given a coach you believe in a 1-year contract.
But is it not simply a matter of looking at the two targets they have in front of them, which fit into a 1-year calendar, the AFCON in January and then the World Cup qualifiers as well?
We will not stop playing football if we don't qualify for the World Cup. So if you are a proper thinking administrator, that is, you should not be giving him a 1-year contract. You wouldn't have done that.
But is that not what the government has told them? The government has come out clearly that we want to win the AFCON and we want a World Cup semi-final.
It doesn't mean you should give the coach a 1-year contract. That doesn't mean so. You can say, we've employed you for 2 years, but take us to the World Cup and make sure we go win the AFCON. We are making it sound as if it is our bona fide right to go and win the AFCON. We've not won it for the past 40 years, and the world has not come to an end. So we always should position ourselves in a way that will give ourselves the best chance to win it the next time if we fail to win it the immediate time. But if you look at whatever we've given to the coach, that 1-year contract, and it is clear that his continued stay will mean that we win the AFCON and we qualify for the World Cup. Any of that, we're going to start afresh.
Yes,
and for a proper footballing nation, you can't do that. That is why I'm saying that the 1-year contract given to the man is a clear indication that the people managing our football don't have any plan moving into the future. You cannot think this short. It is too short. You do football and you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So if indeed they say they are the right people to manage our game, and if you listen to the president of the FA yesterday, he made it clear that they've gotten their man. We've gotten our man. We've gotten our man at a bargain. That is why you should have given him a proper contract. I wouldn't accept to coach a team for 1 year, a national team, where maximum, if all things be equal, he will play 4 more games in the World Cup qualifiers. If we're to qualify to the next stage, another 2, that makes it 6. And then the AFCON 7. What is that? 13 games? And that's the end of the road. No proper administrator will do that.
Interesting. And also, the questions that arose about what he has been doing in the intervening period since he last left Ghana, I think it came up, and the FA president's response was, well, everybody can have doubts about second comings and the track record, but there's no formula realistically to determine whether a second coming will work or not. He went on to cite the instance of Rafa Benitez's failed stint in China, and yet he's back in England with Everton, which is a bigger job that he actually left behind. Should we be concerned about Rajivak's track record? And it's quite poor since he left Ghana. Should we be really concerned?
We should be really, really concerned.
Does it affect what he can do?
To some extent, yes. Because when the man left us some 11 years ago, everybody thought he was going on to big and bigger things, better and bigger things. It is not being like that. So clearly, what we need to do is that we should be concerned. As a country, we should be worried about why hasn't this man, who chucked so much success with our team, having been the same since he left our team. So we should have delved deep into reasons why he's failed to hit that standard that he set for himself. We should be concerned about it. And especially when he's not been in a job for the past 3 years. Football has evolved. Every day we are learning new things. So it is better to go in for somebody who is practically experiencing the thing regularly than to say you go pick somebody who is just there not doing it because he's done it once, you believe that he can come and do it again. So we should be worried. But that is not to say that given a chance he wouldn't succeed. So it's a 50-50 sort of thing. But I would have preferred, you would have preferred as a football administrator, that you go in for somebody who is inclined with the modern era. I don't see him to be like that.
Then we have additions as well. Maxwell Kunedu makes a return. Also, people are asking what exactly is his track record with the national team at the period. And then there's a new entrant, Otoado, also comes in. And the two of them are coming in under very unique circumstances that we've never done before with an assistant in Ghana, where both of them get to keep their regular jobs. What are your thoughts?
I'm not happy, but I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm not happy in the sense that I would have preferred, looking at the age of Milovan and the demands of the Black Stars, I would have preferred them not being in any position at all and then working with him 24/7. But again, I'm happy because of the experience of the two assistant coaches. If you look at Maxwell Kunedu, he's gone in and out of the Black Stars. Surely he needs to be in the position to make sure that things work better this time around. He was there with Avangard when we came so close to winning the cup. He was there with Akwesi Appiah in South Africa. He was there at the World Cup. If you look at Otoado, he's had a stint with the Black Stars before. If you look at the sort of things he's doing in Borussia Dortmund, where he's in charge of player development and making sure that players pass through his hand into the Borussia Dortmund first team. And we see the quality that they can afford to sell the best young player in the team, knowing that Otoado will give them the next best one. So if that is the sort of thing he's bringing on board, we are all for it, because this team needs proper transition and development. So if we have a coach who has the eye of seeing proper talent, you want to bring him on board. So for that reason, I'm very happy with it, but I'm not happy that they are not working with him 100%.
And then just two more questions and then we wrap this up. The FA president alluded to Milo's understanding of the culture and also a character that can control the dressing room. What did that tell you?
So let me start by answering it this way. Look, Milo has an agent, but they've succeeded in getting the man sign a contract without his agent. That, in my view, is already problematic. So who called him then? Does it mean that they've taken him away from his agent and they are now going to be his agent? We will look into that in due course. So if you come back to what he said about the man knows the culture, of course, he's been in Ghana before, so he understands the way we go about our things. If you say he controls the dressing room, he's got a track record of working with players that were a bit indisciplined, and we all saw what he did. Top on the list, we know Suleiman Tari issue. But the mindset of those players at the time, 11 years down the drain, is completely different from those we have here. The Malaysian type of players that the likes of Jose could be very proud of, because you know when he tells Essien, when you go and sleep at 8, Essien will sleep at 8. But this time, the crop of players we've got, they do things differently. So maybe Milovan this time around will have to show that he's a better player manager than just being very authoritative. You either do this way or not. He may end up losing his best players if he stamped his authority like he did. I'm not saying he should go and be very weak to affect discipline. You need to do it, but you need to do it in a very smart way to ensure that you get everybody on board.
Overall, what are your genuine expectations?
Look,
for the next year.
Look,
whether you like it or not, he's here.
Yeah, he's in the job. And there's one thing I love about him, which I'll have to say, that if you go back to his collapse when he came here the first time, that is where I think the foundation is going to be laid. 90% of the players he worked with were regular players who were playing in the top 5 European leagues. So one thing I expect from him, I don't expect to see a third division player in our team. I don't expect to see a fourth division player in the team. I don't expect to see a player who is not the best right back in Philemon Bafo in our team. I expect him to look at players like Bernard Mensah, who for one reason or the other, the people at the FA know why that boy has said he will not play for the national team again. I expect him to go and look at that boy again and say, look, what is the problem? I'm come. I have come. The dynamics are very different now. Because that boy, you know, he's doing very well in the Turkish league.
I think if we need a number 8,
he's the proper number 8.
He's a proper number 8.
So why should we go without our best talent? So I'm looking forward to Emilio, who would sit down and say, look, there's Joseph Eidu. He plays in the La Liga. Baba Idrisu. If you go to Italy, there's an Alfred Duncan who is playing regularly for Fiorentina. Who should be in our team? There's Jesse. If you go to Turkey, there's Atama Lawe and Bernard Mensah. They are playing regularly, 90 minutes week in, week out in our team. Go to Holland, there's Mohamed Kudus. Go to the French league. Kamal Dean, he's taking the league by storm. I don't remember the last time a Ghanaian walked into the French league and behaved this way. Very dominant, scoring regularly for fun. So these are the quality of players I want to see. And Milo has got a track record. That is why, to some extent, I was very disappointed yesterday when Ohini Brenya of Happy FM asked him that would he take suggestions from the management team. I didn't like the way he answered that question because of this. When you tell the whole country that you are open to suggestions from people who are not technical men, who are not coaches, who know nothing about how to critically examine a player technically and tactically before you say bring him on, then it tells me that maybe they took you from your agent for a reason and they are now going to manage you. We'll sit back and make sure things are done right.
Christopher Nimley, as always, hitting the nail on the head. Thank you for passing through. I'll take a quick break. When we return, I have ACP Kusifori himself in studio. We'll get some proper updates on a couple of situations before we end the show. The Big should be right back.